Are you looking for the best gaming TVs? In this video we will look at some of the 8 best air conditioner on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. LG G4 Evo OLED. What is there to say about the magnificent LG G4 Series OLED that hasn't been said? For starters, there's what our editor-at-large and TV expert, Caleb Dennison, had to say: the LG G4 is a triumph of modern television engineering. Those are big words, but Caleb couldn't be any more astute. The LG G4 delivers some of the best brightness levels we've ever seen from an OLED TV. We clocked 1500 nits at one point, which is the kind of illumination generally reserved for a QLED set. That's thanks in part to LG's decision to use micro lens array, MLA. When combined with the TV's class-leading HDR support, it's hard to beat the vibrant colors and fantastic contrast the LG G4 is capable of. LG's Alpha 11 AI processor with AI Picture Pro and 4K upscaling are working hard behind the scenes, too. And with its HDMI 2.1 connectivity, low input lag, and LG's Game Optimizer picture mode, your PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S gameplay is going to blow your mind. There's a small risk of burn-in with the LG G4, but as long as you keep your TV turned off when it's not in use, or have an auto timer set up, you shouldn't have any issues. The LG G4 Series OLED is available in 55-, 65-, 77-, 83-, and 97-inch sizes, and the 3 largest models come with LG's slim wall mount. The 55 and 65-inch versions come with a stand. At number 2. Hisense U7N ULED Series. Sitting one rung below Hisense's U8N ULED and a step above its U6N ULED, the Hisense U7N is a bright and colorful QLED. Hisense just likes to say ULED. That continues to showcase Hisense's takeover of the budget-friendly TV market. With its full-array mini-LED backlighting and Hisense's Hi-View Engine Pro chipset, the U7N does a fantastic job at optimizing every frame. We're very impressed by the contrast levels this mini-LED is capable of, too, but you may experience the occasional bit of light bloom during darker scenes in movies, shows, and games. Speaking of gaming, the Hisense U7N is tailor-made for console and PC hookups. On top of HDMI 2.1 connectivity, on inputs 3 and 4, a 144Hz refresh rate, and VRR support, the TV's auto low latency mode kicks in when a PlayStation or Xbox is detected and automatically switches over to game mode. The U7N ULED isn't half bad when it comes to sound quality either. A built-in subwoofer helps to drive extra low-end into the soundstage but doesn't trump dialogue and vocals. You'll also be able to stream Netflix, control smart home devices, cast content, and more with the U7N's Google TV OS. Available in 55-, 65-, 75-, and 85-inch sizes, the Hisense U7N ULED doesn't have the best off-angle viewing, but this shouldn't be a problem if you're working with a smaller to medium-sized viewing space. At number 3. Sony Bravia 9. The Sony Bravia 9 series was not only the company's flagship set, but it's also one of the best TVs you can play video games on, bar none. According to Sony, microcosmic LED controllers allow the Bravia 9 to achieve the kind of contrast accuracy and inky black levels usually associated with the best OLED TVs. We loved what we saw, and heard, in our hands-on review of this mini-LED set, but how exactly does the Bravia 9 fare against input lag and demanding online gameplay? Quite nicely, though there is a slight caveat. We'll let our editor-at-large Caleb Dennison shine some light on the matter. The Sony Bravia 9 series doesn't do 144Hz refresh rate, so it isn't perhaps going to unlock that one feature for those using high-end gaming PCs. But it does support VRR, variable refresh rate, ALLM, auto low latency mode, and source-based tone mapping, so it's a great companion to both of the Xbox and PlayStation 5 consoles. Beyond that 144Hz limitation, though, each of the Bravia 9's 4 HDMI ports is HDMI 2.1 certified, ensuring you'll get the absolute best motion and lag performance when connecting a modern console. And thanks to the chart-topping illumination this mini-LED monolith can achieve and the set's excellent reflection handling, you should have zero issues gaming in a brightly lit room. Oh, and the Bravia 9 is an absolute champ when it comes to support for class-leading codecs like Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos sound. We're also glad to report that the sound on this TV isn't half bad either, though home theater diehards and gaming enthusiasts may prefer a soundbar, surround system, or gaming headset. At number 4. TCL QM7 Series. TCL is another excellent brand that produces exceptional, budget-friendly TVs that look and feel like higher-priced QLEDs and OLEDs. The TCL QM7 Series is a high-end model that sits between the TCL Q6 series and the QM8 series. Equipped with TCL's AIPQ Pro processor, TCL claims the QM7 is able to hit 2400 nits at peak brightness. We're assuming this is relegated to HDR. Still, the TV's full-array LED backlighting, quantum dots, and numerous local dimming zones allow the QM7 to remain vibrant and colorful even when viewing SDR content. As for gaming, the TCL QM7 has very low input lag and ALLM support, which allows you to game with a PlayStation, Xbox, or PC at up to 4K at 144 Hz, limited to HDMI 1. And thanks to ALLM, the TV will automatically switch over to game mode when compatible gaming hardware is detected. This ensures you'll get the best response times possible both online and offline. While most gaming titles max out at 60 frames per second, do keep in mind that the QM7 series has some trouble when the frame rate is between 60 frames per second and 70 frames per second. You'll also want to make sure you're sitting as centered with your TCL QM7 as possible, as the TV doesn't have the best off-angle viewing. When it comes time to stream some Disney+, the QM7 series uses Google TV to get you access to apps, free live TV stations, smart home controls, and more. It's not a perfect TV by any means, but if you're looking for a 55-, 65-, 75-, 85-, or 98-inch QLED that you'll love playing video games on, the TCL QM7 series is well worth your consideration. At number 5. Sony XR-A95L QD-OLED. We know it's a 2023 TV, but the Sony XR-A95L is still one of the best TVs we've ever tested, and if you can find one on sale it will make a fantastic gaming TV. Available in 55, 65, and 77-inch sizes, this is another QD-OLED set that employs quantum dots and self-emissive pixels, with a healthy dash of Sony's cognitive processor XR thrown in for some of the best picture processing and upscaling in town. As you can guess from our write-up on the Samsung S95C, the QD-OLED results are simply amazing. We're talking incredible peak brightness levels, rich colors, unbelievable contrast, and lightning-fast motion handling for the A95L. But beyond the flagship features that we most certainly expect from a TV that starts pricing at around $2,800 for the 65-inch, what impeccable gaming tech can we anticipate from this bad boy? Well, for starters, like the mid-range Sony XRX93L, the A95L model is optimized for PlayStation 5 gameplay. Two of the TV's 4 HDMI inputs are 2.1 certified, with support for 4K at up to 120 Hz. To further buttress the motion handling, the A95L also includes support for VRR and ALLM, ensuring you'll experience as little lag as possible when playing online or offline. But perhaps our favorite A95L gaming feature is the set's auto HDR tone mapping. This is a feature you'll enable during the initial setup of your PS5 with the A95L. Once activated, all of your gameplay visuals will receive full HDR treatment, as long as the actual game is available in HDR, giving you the best brightness, colors, and contrast, regardless of the genre. The Sony XR-A95L also supports multi-view, which lets you game on one part of the TV screen, while the second half of the screen can be used to stream a movie or show from apps like YouTube, Netflix, and Prime Video. And like many of the models in this roundup, the A95L comes with a gaming dashboard that lets you adjust things like motion clarity and picture presets without having to go into the TV's main settings menu. At number 6. TCL QM6K. TCL kicked off 2025 with a bang with the release of the QM6K. The next generation of its entry-level model LED TV versus, the QM6K really punches above its weight, throwing some shade at the heavy hitters in the industry by bringing great gaming features to the sub-$1000 price point. It has impressive contrast, brightness, and some of the most accurate colors we've seen in a TV at this price. There's all the HDR standard support you could want, a wide range of sizes, a 144 Hz refresh rate and impressively low input lag. There's also a new Game Master setting that allows for easier use of gaming features, and with lots of HDMI 2.1 ports you can enjoy multiple high-end gaming systems on one TV without switching inputs. For PC gamers, there's FreeSync Premium Pro, and more general VRR support for consoles to avoid screen tearing and stuttering at lower frame rates. Price-wise, this TV undercuts some of the Hisense and last year TCL competition, making this a competitive TV for affordable gaming, with all the latest features of a 2025 TV. At number 7. Hisense A7N. If you need something even more affordable, a Hisense A7N is the best gaming television that's viable for small budgets. It's a decent TV that's a step down from the Hisense U6/U6N, as it can't do 120 Hz like that TV can. Its contrast is okay, especially for a TV at this price point, so it looks adequate in a dark room, even without local dimming. That's a good thing since the TV doesn't get bright enough in HDR for rooms with lots of lights, even with its very good reflection handling. It's bright enough for moderately lit rooms, though, especially when playing SDR titles since its SDR brightness is decent. It also displays a wide range of colors that are sure to please. Its spectacular input lag, great response time, and VRR support make it a good TV for gamers who don't need advanced features like 4K at 120 Hz. This TV is a great option for a casual gamer on a budget. If you'd rather sacrifice some image quality to game in up to 1440p at 120 Hz, you could opt for the TCL S5/S551G over the Hisense. At number 8. Hisense U6/U6N. The best budget gaming TV we've tested is the Hisense U6/U6N. Unlike the pics above, it doesn't have HDMI 2.1 bandwidth and 4K at 120 Hz support. It still has some basic gaming features like auto low latency mode, LLM, and its excellent response means there's only some minor blur behind fast motion. Its input lag is also low enough for a responsive feel when gaming. What separates this TV from most other budget models is the option to game in up to 1440p at 120 Hz if you prefer a higher frame rate over resolution. The TV also supports VRR, but its range maxes out at 60 Hz, so you can't game at 120 frames per second with VRR. Despite its price, the Hisense still provides good picture quality. It has an effective local dimming feature that gives the TV excellent contrast, so you get deep blacks in a dark room. It's not as bright as the Hisense U7N, but it's still bright enough to use in a well-lit room when gaming in SDR. The TV's HDR brightness isn't quite as good, though, so highlights don't stand out like they should in HDR games. However, it does have a wide color gamut for vibrant colors. Additionally, the TV supports Dolby Vision, so you can game in that HDR format on your Xbox Series X,